Good morning, fanatics. Welcome to Flow with the Markets Wednesday. You know what we're going to be doing right now, just straight jumping into the markets and having a look at what happened on Monday and Tuesday, and of course, how we can adapt our analysis, how we can flow with the markets. Because as I always say, we do our analysis on Saturday or on Sunday, then Monday opens, it does something completely different. So then again, your preparation is kind of thrown away, which is why I really do believe we all have to be relaxed. We just have to allow for the market to develop, to truly show us what it wants to do, and then of course we just simply flow with it on a hourly basis, on a 4 hourly basis, and on a daily basis. Because as the candles develop, you get more data, and pretty much the only thing that is certain in the market is price, right? And as price happens, that is when potentially you build more clues about what could potentially happen afterwards. So without being said, let's roll the intro and see what is happening so far. All right, starting with a dollar, of course, make sure to be aware of the news that are outgoing right now. We have a lot of Euro news right now, and we have some GBP news. I do believe these are already out, 10:30. Yeah, right now it's 10:50. So we are yet to get the actual news, which is for the Eurozone. Then we have the same flash manufacturing and services PMIs for the Euro. For the pound, we have Canadian interest rate decision today with a press conference, and also that same for the US in terms of the PMIs. So it is interesting. Now, I do not like the market right now. It's giving me a lot of mixed signals. It's not committing to a direction. As you can see on the DXY, we had this daily imbalance. And overall, not really a target, but still the market could be rushing for potential two areas. It can either start going down towards the weekly imbalance, or it could start popping up towards the monthly imbalance, right? And again, you can see our forecast was to potentially tap inside this daily imbalance, then to potentially take out the daily high, which is exactly what happens. Yesterday was actually pretty nice. You can see on Monday, I marked this low as liquidity. On Monday, we took it, but then on Tuesday, it was quite a volatile candle. You can see again, like Monday, I didn't trade on Monday. I went skiing, as I told you. So it wasn't at the charts at all, and I'm pretty glad I did. I'm going to start doing this more often, because usually, again, on Mondays, you jump into the market, you try to do something, and you screw up, and then your whole week goes bad. I would much prefer to take a longer weekend, allow for Monday to show me what is happening, because usually Monday is not going to make the move a lot of the times. You can see in this case on Tuesday, the market very nicely pinked inside this daily zone, and then we just very nicely rushed into the liquidity target. So as this liquidity target right now is taken, what I do not like, again going right now into the adaptation part, is that on the daily time frame, we didn't really commit above it. I would have loved to see this daily candle to be of a slightly bigger close, right? Slightly bit stronger, to maybe body close above this one. What do we have here is a rejection at the bottom and a rejection at the top. And right now the new daily candle opens on Wednesday, and it's kind of okay, back into the consolidation. So I do not like it. Again, we can of course jump on the 4 hourly time frame and say, all right, we have a structure break right there. We have a very nice push with a lot of imbalance. There was one imbalance here, there was one imbalance there. This lower one is better because pretty much it aligns with this overall sell to buy area. However, I do not like that the market is also returning back with bearish imbalances. In fact, 2 of them, in fact, 3 of them. So this is not good. This is not good news. What this suggests to me is that this is making right now a V shape, and it's actually rejecting. If the market was going to continue bullish, in this case, it would have probably continued bullish from here, stop right there, and then start expanding higher to show us bullishness. Right now, it's just coming inside this overall sell to buy. It's coming inside this imbalance. It might give a little bit of rejection, but what I do think could happen is, yeah, we still have 3 hours for this imbalance to form. But again, I am going to start keeping these in mind right there. Because if we actually have a potential pullback, either to here, or maybe even when this new imbalance forms, we might start dropping lower. So again, there are also news today, there are also news tomorrow for the US, but I am not getting clear indication about anything right now. So that's pretty much it. And if the dollar is unclear like this, again, I can say I am more bullish than bearish, because we're coming in from a daily zone. but I also try to read the candles, and the candles are not telling me that they're committing higher. And in fact, on a 4-hourly time frame, it's telling me that it wants to go lower, right? So right now, of course, on the 15-minute time frame, if I want to go long, I would like to see a clear, nice pop to the upside, a clear, nice 15-minute trend change with imbalance. In fact, I would like to see actually 2 valid ranges to make like this. While in fact, right now, I do believe we're just bearish right now, probably about to turn bullish, but you can see it's already, so 10 o'clock right there, it's already hour into London Open and nothing has happened. So again, spending too much time on the DXY, it is not good. There is EU. The forecast was for us to tap inside this daily zone, maybe come in a little bit higher as well, and then to potentially reach the target. Well, this happened. Very good. We actually reached deeper inside this zone and we went lower towards the daily target, but exactly the same as the DXY. We're not clearly breaking below this daily low. We're actually rejecting, and right now you can see we're having a little bit of a pullback, and a new daily imbalance right here is not going to get created, which is bad news. Then of course we drop on the volatile time frame. We do have this imbalance currently reacting from. We do have this one that is currently broken, and in the opposite way, we don't really have bullishes in the opposite way. But judging by the DXY, I do not like it. I do not like it, but again, I'm going to say that I'm more bearish than bullish on EURUSD. Tapping inside this zone, also again tapping inside this overall buy to sell. What I would like to see once again here, if I want to take a short trade, is to have a clear, nice 15-minute push lower. Is this clear? Absolutely not. Like chop, 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 chop. Right now, like the news candle came in. Right now we have 5 minutes, news in 5 minutes. I would like to see it break below here. I would like to see it break below here and then potentially like form an imbalance and maybe then look to take a short. Although I'm going to give my best today not to take trades because the market is not giving me good signals. So that is EURUSD. It's more bearish than it is bullish. This is the area that I'm potentially going to be looking for shorts. If you get your 15-minute confirmations, good. But if the DXY doesn't go bullish from here, right, and doesn't disrespect all of these imbalances, then very likely EU is not going to work out. GU, very shitty as well. Sorry for the word, but it's just not good, right? It's not good. And again, I had a forecast for it to potentially go down. It is still lingering around this daily zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days inside this zone. That is not normal. And again, if we are just extremely objective, what is the market doing right now? Well, it's consolidating. You can clearly see it. Since the middle of December, we are in a consolidation. So do you want to trade this daily price action? Do you want to trade this weekly price action? Well, personally, I don't. So I am giving my absolute best right now not to go FOMO and not to just take trades that I'm going to regret taking later. So again, here we had that same thing yesterday. It made a very nice push on the majority of the currencies. We have this hourly break and we have this hourly imbalance. Once again, similar with this last buy to sell. Again, we're coming back. We're about to create maybe even a bullish imbalance right there. But EU and GU look like sells. They look like sells. But again, you can see here on the confirmation timeframes, we're not getting absolutely anything. So chop, 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 chop. Push up, chop again. I like to see a clean, nice, very strong momentum push down. I would like to see something like this. A nice clean momentum push down, and then of course hopefully to give us a pullback. But again, even if it doesn't, then I'm still gonna be happy to see moves because right now there is absolutely nothing. So I am more short biased than long biased, but this is the only situation in which I'm gonna be looking for shorts. In fact, I would actually like to see 2 ranges being created to truly confirm that shift in order flow. As of right now, yes, it's rejecting from this imbalance right there. It's bearish on the 40 time frame, but again, bringing you back to the daily, we're trading exactly in the middle. So if you take this overall consolidation, where is price right now? If I just plot a line right there, it's exactly in the middle. So this is the place where you do not want to get stuck at. Okay, that's GU, not clear. AU, very slow. Again, we are working with this kind of a monthly zone, and the market is kind of tapping inside, reacting, but it's also still reacting from that daily zone. So right now it's a battle between supply and demand. I do believe we have to wait for some sort of a news on this one. Tomorrow is bank holiday for the Aussie, so I do not think the Aussie right now is a good pair to be traded. You can see on the daily, reacted, came back again, and right now it's doing nothing. And of course, if you drop to the 40 time frame, you could force something, but there is no strength. Do you see any imbalance right there? I don't see any. So what does that suggest? Again, imbalance is pretty much rhymes with momentum. It doesn't rhyme, but if we have imbalance, that means we have momentum. And usually momentum sometimes can overtake structure, because if we have a lot of times I see, like, I've went through all of my trades, and a lot of times if you have like bullish structure like this, but the market returns back with a lot of momentum and creating imbalances in the opposite direction, usually your structure fails. And you're like, well, why didn't my structure fail? This low was supposed to be strong. Well, no. Watch for momentum. Here, absolutely no momentum. So I'm not even going to drop to 15 minutes, because why would I? I don't want to trade something that is not clear on the higher time frames. NZDUSD, look at that. Two scenarios right there. In fact, both, man, this could have been a good trade right there, because we had what is a weekly. No, is it a weekly? What is this zone that I have right here? Okay, I'm not really sure what this rectangle is, because it's not drawn correctly. It should be like that. Okay, but never mind. I'm just going to delete everything right here. We tapped inside monthly imbalance, and already you can see the rejection. Now, on the daily time frame, we came in very strong, but you can see we started to chop around a little bit. And right now, if I start seeing daily pushes to the upside, I am definitely going to start looking for NZDUSD, because this one is a target immediately and this one is a target immediately. So looking to see that clear push higher. And of course, if the 40 time frame right now starts aligning bullish, again, you can see like chop, chop, chop. This is where we first tapped. Gave a short, pulls back, lower high, lower low, and just right now we are making a trend change to the upside. And you can see here we got a slight little bit of a tiny imbalance. I can't even take it here. Tapped in overnights. I do believe this is an overnight candle. Yes. And right now we're very nicely expanding higher. So if you are looking maybe to trade like an Asian pair, I do believe right now the NZD is pretty good, and it's going to potentially get better within the incoming days and within the incoming weeks, because we're tapping inside a monthly zone. And if we have a monthly zone, then of course your target is going to be the monthly high. So we have all of this space right there to be playing longs. So definitely NZDUSD is something that I'm going to start monitoring. However, right now, I really need to see this 40 candle close like this, potentially a third candle to also create the imbalance, and then from there looking for a pullback and a continuation higher. So NZDUSD looks pretty good. Goat hasn't done anything. Here is our, whoa, what the hell is this candle right there? Okay, that looks like there's some sort of a glitch. So we came inside this daily imbalance, and again, we're doing nothing from it. Going on to the 40 time frame, I do believe we came Friday. So we came in on Friday, we failed to push down. We came in on Tuesday, we failed to push down. And right now we're coming back. So if you want to trade GOAT, don't trade GOAT, because it's doing nothing, right? And again, a lot of times in the past, I used to go, okay, 40 time frame, not clear. Let me go to the 50-minute time frame. And this is where you take losses. Why? Well, because again, daily is unclear, 40 is unclear. You do not have any sort of narrative. You do not have any sort of hard time frame confidences. So in order for me to take a trade on gold, I would at least require a 4-hourly push somewhere. Push up, break this daily imbalance. Good, I'm gonna go long. Push down, confirm the daily imbalance is holding. Good job, I'm gonna go towards the target. But again, right now, nothing is happening. What we're having is a consolidation. So I am not interested. So on to the next pair. Let's have a look at the JPYs. A trade that I really regret not taking. I actually took the wrong pair, is UJ. Look at our forecast, potentially tapping inside this overall imbalance, overall bullish market on the weekly, bullish market on the daily. We tapped in right here on Tuesday, and it offered a beautiful long setup. Now, forecast is good, but what I do not like is that we didn't commit to take the daily high. And again, you saw this with the DXY. It failed to continue pushing higher. And you can see UJ reacted, but failed. And right now what we're getting is a very nice bearish candle coming back. A lot of red flags. A lot of red flags right now in the market. Again, you can see here yesterday we tapped him. Very nice momentum. I really did like it. Created a bullish imbalance right there. However, pinged, engulfed, and right now we're just flushing to the downside. And you can even see it from here. It immediately came back with an opposite one. So momentum right now is to the downside. So I am not going to be taking another long. This right now, according to me, actually becomes weak because this low failed to cause the high. So it should potentially become weak. So what I'm going to potentially be looking for is first to come even deeper. And then again, from here, I am again going to be looking for a potential long. But yesterday, go and explore it. There were, again, like a little bit of a different setup. Like you can use the MSS pattern, right? Failure to make a new lower low and then breaking internal structure, take a long from here. There was also a long from here. Again, something new stuff that I'm testing out. But I really regret not taking UJ. But right now, again, similar to the DXY, red flags not clear. What I did take is EJ. Again, you can look at this. Again, I had it on my long list. We had this daily zone, and this is exactly the scenario that I pointed out in the forecast. So actually, I went outside of my comfort zone and started trading a JPY pair because we had the interest rates for the JPY and the momentum was pretty good. So we came in, we tapped inside, and then of course on the 50-minute time frame, I entered. It wasn't very clear in terms of structure, but I entered from right there. Entered from right there. My stop loss was right here, and I closed this guy at break even. So, like, look at this. I didn't like this all day waiting. I actually closed it a little bit earlier. I think I closed it somewhere here because I was like, okay, let's wait for New York. New York pushed up. Okay, good. Push down. Screw it. Push up. Okay, let's see. But then again, it's getting late. I don't want to sit through Asia, and I'm glad I didn't sit through it because it would have been a loss. So that's my first trade of the week. Break even, and again giving me those mixed signals. Right now we are yet again tapping inside this daily zone, taking out the previous daily low. So again, you could potentially look for an entry right now. You could again drop to the 50-minute time frame right now, taking out the Asian low, taking out the previous daily low. If I do have a potential clear trend change with clear imbalance, only then I will be looking to take a long trade on EJ. But again, right now, a lot of things are happening with EU. And what I spotted yesterday, why my EJ trade didn't work out, is because EU was just massively dumping. So you cannot expect EJ to be massively pumping. It doesn't work, which is why USD yen was a good choice because the DXY was massively going up. So USDJPY has a higher chance of going up. So again, still learning about that type of correlation. GJ is next on the list, and I'm still waiting for the setup. Of course, we have that very low weekly imbalance. I really don't think this one is going to get reached, but of course, it's going to get reached if we fail to go bullish. This one is in a very tricky place because it just took this liquidity. So I am still waiting for this daily zone to get tapped. You can see I have my alerts, and as we tap inside the zone, then I'm potentially going to be dropping to lower time frames to be looking for a confirmation. But until this happens, I am not trading. I'm not going to go to the 40 time frame and try to force something right there. So not clear yet. AJ and NJ, not very clear. Again, we had this daily imbalance right there. I first expected for it to take out the high and then it come back absolutely flawless. Damn, that's good. So we took out the high, we came into the imbalance, and right now I would expect for it to continue going higher. But again, you can see the overall market is not moving. Like, look at this. Try to push up, failed, push down, no. I'm not even gonna look at it because it's not worth it. Right now, we're still kind of rejecting from this daily imbalance. The quality time frame is actually bearish right now. Here we have a, let me point out structure. This one is tough. Yeah, it's actually bearish right now. We have a bearish imbalance right there, and we have bearish structure right there. So not good. Not good yet. So again, if you want to take a trade, short is good. But again, if we're still sitting inside this daily zone and being bullish on the daily, because on the daily we should be bullish right now, or are we in a, oh yeah, we're in a very big internal structure right there in terms of valid ranges. So not good, not good, not good. So again, skipping this one and also skipping NZDJPY because it's, again, why would you trade this? It's very big consolidation. So immediately not interested. I'm not gonna waste time. By the way, probably from the next analysis, I'm going to be removing AJ and NJ because those are purely Asian session pairs, and I think it's not logical to be trading them as I trade in London. SPX massively rushing higher, didn't pull back. well, it's very good, but it didn't pull back. Right now I have to delete my alert because it's getting very, very far away. So again, on the weekly time frame, we're going to be having an imbalance, which is very good. Daily time frame, we're probably going to have one right here today, and then we have one right here, which is very little from yesterday, and we have one right here, which is very, very, very big as well. Like a lot of imbalances right there, which is what essentially you want to see. But in terms of entries, it didn't really give anything yesterday. Just pinged into the lows, and right now it's just massively crushing the highs. We have a brand new structure break right there, and we have quite a few imbalances again. Make sure to mark them out so you don't lose track. We have here as well. So what I'm looking for is for New York Stock Exchange to open, tap in, and continuation. As simple as that. Again, the only thing that is potentially going to stop this setup is that we have a lot of daily imbalances lower. So again, as we are right now into all-time highs, not a very great situation to be trading. So I'm very patient, very, very, very patient. NASDAQ did offer a setup, because if you are flowing with the market, you would have seen that on Monday, it created this daily imbalance, and then on Tuesday we pinged it, and right now we just took out the daily high, which is absolutely beautiful. But again, like, it came in and it was choppy, and the entry was provided kind of late, 8:30 my time. I don't want to be trading 8:30, and in terms of structure, it was shitty as well. Like, that was the 50-minute high to the 50-minute low, so you're trading between this high to this low, and the TC occurred all the way up there. So after the trend change, you can take a long trade from here, but that is 11 o'clock already in my time, so I am not interested at all. Right now, it just keeps pumping, and again, on the 40 time frame, it's massively pushing. It has a lot of imbalances. It has a lot of potential places to react from. So what I'm going to be looking for is New York Stock Exchange to give me a sharp pullback lower, drop to the lower time frames, and then look for a trade there. DAX, not very clear. In fact, that actually, yeah, they did pull back towards this volatile zone here on Monday and started reacting. And yeah, pretty much the forecast is good because we took out the high right here. And then as we took out the high, it was very rejecting, but it still held from the low. Right now, pushing up, breaking structure again, and took out liquidity to the left right there. So of course, we can start expecting a potential pullback. At least we do have imbalance created right now, because that suggests strength. And maybe tomorrow we could be looking for a long trade if that bullish strength continues. Although again, on the daily time frame, it is a little bit not good. It's very slow. So again, I would prefer for proper conditions to come in before trading this one. US 30, we also had quality and also very big daily imbalance created. We tapped in, and right now it looks like we're reacting from it. Again, you can see on the way down, we also have this bearish one that the market is currently reacting from. So I would also wait for New York Stock Exchange to potentially take some liquidity and then to potentially go higher. But again, I would much prefer to trade SPX and NASDAQ rather than US 30. So waiting for this one to probably get a little bit cleaner, although we had this very massive push, which is kind of making the market cleaner. But when you are at all-time highs, it is usually quite tricky. So that is pretty much it. You can see that the DXY right now, it's breaking below these imbalances right there. So I would probably say this low could become weak because we're not holding. And again, immediately you can see EURUSD not making anything clear lower. News come out, we're pushing higher. I am not anymore interested in this pair. I could actually be interested to take a long trade, but I would like to see a very nice forward imbalance to form right now, and then potentially I can target this high. Because what I see on the daily is that we rejected the low, so we could expect to be taking out the high. But first, volatile imbalance to form. GU as well, not interested at this pair at all until it gets clear on the daily. A very good pair to watch out for is NZD. I actually bookmarked it to potentially look for a trade right there. Very good for longs. Gold, not good. UJ, mixed signals. The JPYs are not very good. GJ could be offering a potential long if it comes inside the daily zone. AJ and NJ, absolutely not good. And then the indices are long bias, but we have to wait for New York Stock Exchange today to potentially give us an area to enter from. So pretty much that's it. Not really looking to trade, just very, very, very patient. January is almost coming to an end. I do believe not this week. Yeah, next week is the last week of January. And then we're going to start getting clear market. So hopefully, guys, you're not over trading. Hopefully, you're not destroying your performance and destroying your mood for the year. Keep working harder, keep building case studies, keep backtesting as the clear markets are yet to come. That's from me. Hope you're having an amazing week. Let me know in the comments how you're doing, and I'm gonna talk to you on Saturday.